Excellency Chairperson of this session, Excellency President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, all Excellencies present and distinguished guests, we are now going into the final session of this wonderful summit. May I kindly request His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, President of the Republic of Uganda, to give his closing remarks. Thank you, Excellency.
Your Excellency President Lorenzo, President of Angola, and Chairperson of this meeting, His Excellency Faki Mohammed, Chairperson of the African Union Secretariat, Excellencies, Heads of State and Government, and all the heads of delegations. I thank you for having come to Uganda for this conference and for having agreed to have your conference here. The subject we have just discussed is a primary one, agriculture. As I said in my speech, when we were still fighting as a political liberation movement, we clarified our ideas. And as I said in my speech, we identified the 4 sectors of economy, of a modern economy. As you can see, Uganda is a very rich country. We have got everything. But the problem was organization, how to organize the country in a modern way. So we identified the 4 sectors: commercial agriculture, manufacturing, services, tourism, hospitality, professional services, and later on, another sector, ICT. That's how the economy has been growing quite well. We are now a middle-income country, but we are going to grow even much faster than we have been growing. It is therefore very important for me, who has been active for the last 64 years. I've been involved in African and Ugandan issues, to have a chance to meet with people from the rest of Africa so that we can share notes. It is possible for Africa to grow. We have got everything. It is just ideological, philosophical, and strategic mistakes that make our countries lag behind. Therefore, if we meet and share ideas like we have done now, we are going to sort out all this. So I'm very happy, and I thank His Excellency President Lorenzo for chairing this meeting, and I thank His Excellency Faki Mohammed, and I thank all of you who came here today. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Excellency President. The final closing remarks will be by His Excellency João Lourenço, President of the Republic of Angola, First Vice Chair of the African Union, and the Chairperson of this session. Your Excellency, you have the floor. Thank you.
Sua Excelência Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, Presidente da República do Uganda, Sua Excelência
Excellency
da Etiópia,
the President of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia,
Suas Excelências, chefes de Estado e de
Excellency
Governo,
Faki Mahamat, Chairperson of the African Union
chefes de Estado e de Governo,
Commission, Excellency Heads of State and Government, Excellencies, representatives of Heads of State and
minhas
Government,
senhoras, meus senhores,
distinguished ministers,
convidados.
ambassadors, ladies and gentlemen,
Esta cimeira extraordinária da União
we have
Africana
come to the end
debruçou sobre o
of
Programa Integrado para o
this
Desenvolvimento
extraordinary summit of the AU,
durante a qual
focusing
apreciamos
on
o
the
comércio ilustre
development of
com bastante
agriculture
clareza
in Africa, a meeting during which we discussed documents which presents the situation since the approval of Malabo Declaration in 2014, as well as the perspectives for the next 10 years as contained in the 2026-2035 10-year plan of action, the Kampala Declaration on PIDA, as well as the fundamental documents adopted during this summit. In our discussions today, we've had the opportunity of reviewing the documents which have enabled us to note that there have been a broad consensus on the need to implement the decisions that we've adopted and which would be crucial in achieving the outcomes of the summit, that is building a resilient, robust, inclusive and sustainable agri-food systems, taking into account sustainable economic growth and shared prosperity. We are fully conscious of the fact that our continent has the necessary conditions for productive agriculture, which can meet not only the needs of our people, but also meet the food needs of the other regions of our planet. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the summit comprehensively discussed issues relating to peace and security in Africa, prioritizing in particular issues relating to the exacerbation of terrorism, violent extremism, and unconstitutional change of government. As we are aware, the efforts that we put in place to stem this scourge, which afflicts part of our continent, would enable us to achieve the desired outcomes. That is, to have a continent that is at peace and security with stable institutions, which would be the bedrock for the development of our countries. Unfortunately, some of these practices take us away from the main objectives of our continent, namely promoting development, using agriculture as our leverage, a theme which we discussed during this summit and which should enable us to find solutions to the political problems affecting our countries without resorting to violence or armed force. We want to use this opportunity to express our concern regarding the war in Sudan, which has unduly affected the citizens of the country, the neighboring countries, with a high number of refugees pouring into the neighboring countries. So we appeal to the warring factions to seriously look at using dialogue to resolve the conflict. The conflict between the DRC and Rwanda could be ended if we take into account the progress made in recent months during the meeting of the Luanda process at the ministerial level. A summit at a high level will undoubtedly contribute to break the deadlock and avoid a setback in the process and ensure that the gains made are not eroded, especially the neutralization of the Allied Democratic Forces of Liberation of Rwanda, as well as the withdrawal of the military contingent of Rwanda from the Democratic Republic of Congo. Mozambique, a country which is facing armed conflict in Cabo Delgado, which has not yet been stabilized. We see that the country is now in the throes of a new challenge of democracy, and this time it's about the outbreak of post-electoral crisis, which has been lingering for months and which has led to loss of human lives, which we deplore, as well as the destruction of the economic and social fiber of the country. After the announcement of the results and after the analysis of the electoral results by the competent authorities and the fixing of the date for the inauguration of the elected president, the continent and the world remains convinced that the spirit of unity dialogue and consultation will prevail in Mozambique so as to restore the social order of the country. And this would inure to the return to normalcy in the country. Mozambique and the people of Mozambique could once again smile, unite, and work together to ensure the economic and social development of their country. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we admit that despite this somber situation, there has been progress in the area of agriculture. And within the framework of the implementation of our strategy and decisions, which we approved during this forum, and we noted that we made progress, and this is encouraging, and it shows that if we further commit our energies and if we further commit financial and human resources, we'll be able to achieve development, we're able to achieve our outcomes and ensure significant progress and eradicate hunger and inject dynamism into our economy and achieve results which could ensure our food security. On these words, I declare closed the Kampala summit. Thank you. And I thank you for your kind attention.
Thank you so much, Excellency Chairperson, and Excellencies available. His Excellency President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni will host the heads of state and government delegations to lunch at Sunset Restaurant, which is one level above this conference room. Ushers and usherettes will guide the direction. All distinguished guests are also invited to a luncheon at the tent by the lakeside. Ushers and usherettes will also guide. Special thanks to all our interpreters who have made this possible, and also all support staff. Excellencies, at this time, may we rise up for the AU and Uganda anthems in closure of the session. I thank you. Thank you so much, Your Excellencies.
kind of beauty that you can only find here. In the lush green all around us and the wondrous sights within. It's what you feel in the gentle caress of tropical wind from the mountaintops. And the glow in your heart from a warm neighborly invite. It's in the distinct aroma of our cooking, to the taste of food that takes you on a journey. In the sound of homecoming and the sound of Mother Earth. In the magnificence we find on our travels and the exciting moments we experience. Ours is the kind of beauty that comes in all things big and small. All we have to do is awaken our senses and truly enjoy what's uniquely ours. Explore Uganda, the pearl.
I'm feeling cold. I feel tired.
Adui wapi? Adui yako.
It's believing in God that all things are possible.
Welcome to one of Africa's highest, most remote and unknown mountain ranges, located in Uganda, the Pearl of Africa, bordering the Democratic Republic of Congo. The Rwenzori Mountains are stretched out over 120 kilometers long and 61 kilometers wide. They are called Mountains of the Moon, or even the Rainmaker, especially as she produces up to 350 days of rainfall annually. 13 Ugandan mountain climbers are about to set off on a journey to climb the highest peak of this pristine mountain range called the Margarita Peak.
This expedition, funded by the United Nations Development Program, is intended to showcase the beauty of the Rwenzori Mountain.
Flagged off by the United Nations Development Program country representative and Joshua Cheptegei, the fastest long-distance runner on Earth, the team will attempt to summit this unique peak while discovering the wonders of this mystical and demanding mountain range.
To the people of Rwenzori, you have the best place in the world. Treasure it, keep it.
I'm so excited. I'm so thrilled to have this opportunity to summit Rwenzori.
Look at this. It's amazing. This is Mount Rwenzori, and this is the national park. We will unveil to you the beauty of Uganda, the Pearl of Africa.
The best never rest. Our prayer is to reach on the top.
I'm very proud to be part of this Rwenzori expedition. I'm proud to be doing this with Lily. We are the only two females who are doing this.
The sun is out right now, and all is going well. Oh, Rwenzori, beautiful place to be.
Formed about 3 million years ago, the Rwenzori Mountains are a relatively young mountain and still growing. The mountains of the moon are blessed with a wide variety of flowers and plants.